the pedophile tourism.
I mean, I'm looking over to my right, and I'm seeing a much older tourist.
Exactly.
And I'm seeing a relatively young-looking woman beside. And as we're going in this whole area, it seems to be mostly older men, tourists. We're not
looking for girls, yeah, of course. Sometimes younger girls. That's exactly what's happening here.
The Rabble Rabble show, I got chat to them and make them chat for it. Rabble Rabble, you don't know say the one and only National Rabble Danger. And on this platform, we do things different. Rabblings, you ever sit down and think some of the things people do with the thing they call money, knowing they're affecting thousands of lives? Rabblings, while some people can do as they like, so I have a question I want to ask. How far would you go for money? Tell me, because I want to know. Rabblings, would you believe me if I tell you that 1 in 4 sex worker from Dominican Republic reported to be underage? Can you believe that? As young as 12 years of age, Jano, Rabblings, it hurt me. Rabblings, poverty is a thing. Listen this and it twisted. Evil boys and men selling their self and don't consider their self to be gay. Can you believe that? Rabblings, when a person have to sell their self to eat a meal, you know the type of things that money do. Rabble Rabble, straight Rabblings, free this.
The first thing you notice are the women. In fact, some of them are just girls. And the tourists, well, they're almost exclusively men, much older men. There are no families anywhere. This is the Dominican Republic's dirty little secret. Tourists come here to pay children for sex. The grit of the Strip is a sharp contrast to the beautiful beaches nearby that are a magnet for hundreds of thousands of Canadians each year. While most are lured here by the sun and the sand, others have a far darker desire.
It's a huge problem. We need to protect our kids.
Jose Martinez is a criminal lawyer and an outspoken TV and radio commentator. Jose says the Puerto Plata area in the northern part of the island is a hotspot for foreign pedophiles. A place where tourists openly troll the streets for underage girls and boys. When you talk about children that are being used, sold to tourists, what ages are we talking about?
All ages. But the most popular, it's around 11 to 17. 11 to 17. But I've heard cases of children less than 5 years old.
So you're telling me that a tourist could come here and find a 5-year-old child to have sex with?
It's a shame, but yes, there's tourism that comes to the Dominican Republic looking for sex tourism and also pedophile tourism.
After sundown, Jose and I walk the strip of Sosua for a first-hand look at what's going on in full view of everyone, including the police.
Where we are right now, there are people who come here specifically looking for young girls that they pay for.
Yeah, there's one of the places, here is one of the places where normally you can find that kind of tourism, the pedophile tourism.
I mean, I'm looking over to my right, and I'm seeing a much older tourist.
Exactly.
And I'm seeing a relatively young-looking woman beside. And as we're going in this whole area, it seems to be mostly older men, tourists.
Looking for girls, yeah, of course. Sometimes younger girls. That's exactly what's happening here.
It's a pedophile's playground, a situation so dire that it's been described as a crisis in a 2017 United Nations report. Sosua is singled out as being a paradise for sexual crimes, where foreigners act with impunity. Sosua is just 24 kilometers away from a Canadian favorite destination, Puerto Plata. The report says the men buying children are overwhelmingly from Canada, the US, and Europe. Prostitution is legal on the island nation. Child prostitution is not. A recent report by rights group International Justice Mission estimates 1 out of every 4 girls walking the street is under the age of 18. And while many foreigners get away with it, some don't, like Joseph Charles Philippe Cote from Quebec. In 2014, when he was in his 80s, the former military pilot was convicted in Canada for preying on young girls in Sosua. Those girls were between 8 and 12 years old. In sentencing him to 7 years behind bars, the judge writes, the abuse was committed in the context of prostitution. He gave presents, a doll, a bathing suit. He invited them to the pool or lent them his scooter.
I've heard stories about young children being purchased for sex for the cost of a beer. Mums pimping out their 7-year-old daughters. Would this surprise you?
No.
We have seen situations where young adolescent girls are having sex with older men or adults for telephone minutes, for the recharge of minutes on their cellular phone.
Having sex with a child in exchange for phone card minutes. Alarmingly, Eduardo knows firsthand just how widespread the problem is.
The first day I arrived in Dominican Republic, I arrived looking like a tourist. A taxi stopped me. The driver said, "What do you need? I can bring it here." Girls? What age do you need the girls?
It happens in most areas of the Dominican Republic where tourists go, including Sosua.
I can come here for the weekend and then go back home.
We wanted to find out just how long it would take to be approached by a young girl looking to sell sex. Jose and I pose as a couple looking to buy a girl for sex.
Here you have, hola.
It doesn't take long.
Do you want to talk to them for a minute and just find out how old they are?
Yeah, sure.
A girl with a Hello Kitty purse slung across her body comes up to us.
Haitiano.
Haitiano. ¿Tú hablas inglés?
No, francés.
Francés?
Okay.
We try to find out her story. How old is she? Why is she on the street? Who are her customers?
Mucho aquí.
Que tenía mucho que no venía por Sosúa.
Ah, no. Yo no.
¿Tú no? ¿Qué tiempo tú tienes en República Dominicana?
She clearly thinks we're asking too many questions.
Si tu veux m'aider, aide-moi. Parce que je suis vraiment nécessitée.
A few minutes later, another girl comes over. She says she's 17, but she looks much younger. She tells us her name is Frime.
¿Eh? ¿Por qué los tienes? She says that she cannot say her real age because sometimes if you say it, people get scared.
And is just trying to make money to go to school.
So a police officer just walked by, and clearly she's not the right age, and he doesn't even do anything.
Ya no tiene por qué temer con eso. She says you should not be afraid about the police. I'm gonna tell her. She says if she's walking all by herself, maybe the police will approach to her and give any problem. But if she's with a tourist, she has no problems.
Wow.
If she's with a tourist, nobody's gonna ask her anything.
Right.
So those kids don't have anything secure, don't have the 3 meals. They don't have school, they don't have shoes, so they have to look for their way. If you see it that way, yeah, of course, it's the necessity. And if you come with $20, $60, $100, it's a lot for a person who doesn't have anything, who doesn't have anything to drink, to eat or to drink, water, clean water.
These people here just want to...
10 police officers around us, a crowd getting bigger and bigger. And it felt scary.
It should.
Later, police tell us we are no longer safe anywhere near here. There has been a credible threat against us.
Rabble Rabble, no fear for tell them say you hear it, so remember to like, share and subscribe. Straight Rabble.